Hey there YouTube, Heir of Carthage here. Gonna bring you some Shogun 2 Total War commentary. This is actually my 4th match in the Gamer Dudester commentary tournament. And I'm at the point where, since I'm in the loser's bracket, if I lose, I am out. So the pressure's on at this point. And not only that, I have a very worthy opponent here in this match. Not that my other opponents weren't as well. But no, yeah, PointMan is a player that I have a lot of respect for. He's an excellent player at Total War games. Was extremely good at Napoleon Total War, and so I'm not really sure what to expect from him on this game, because he tends to keep things switched up and to keep things interesting. So we'll see what happens. Let me introduce you to my army here. I've got Oda Nobunaga as my general. I'm playing as the Oda, he's playing as the Takeda. So there's Nobunaga. Right behind him I have a light cavalry unit. I have 2 Naginata warrior monks, 1 on either side. 2 matchlock Ashigaru right in the center. I'm going to use those guys to help support my army, my cavalry, as necessary. I have 2 units of Katana Samurai, 2 units of Nodachi Samurai, 2 units Yari Ashigaru, and then out on either flank I have 2 units of Yari Cavalry and 1 unit of Great Guard. Let's go take a look at PointMan's army. He's chosen a very interesting army and a very tough army over here. He's got 4 units of Takeda Bow Cavalry. Takeda Bow Cavalry, of course, is tougher and more accurate, with better morale than typical Bow Cavalry. And then he's got 2 Great Guard to back them up, so indeed a threatening cavalry force. If you take a look at his main force, he's got some Yari Ashigaru with some nice chevrons all the way through the center. It looks like he's got 4 of them, and then behind them he's got 3 Katana Samurai that are going to make up the striking power of his army. And then up front he's got 3 Matchlock Samurai, and then another Yari Ashigaru in order to soak up missiles. So his army is not all that different from the one that I used against Fruit, except that he's not using Katana Cavalry like I did. He's just using Katana Infantry. Yeah, so I guess somewhat similar. Over here I was trying to see if he had any hidden cavalry, and indeed I got distracted elsewhere. He does have hidden cavalry, and the smart thing for me to do when you get pounced on like this, especially since Takeda Yari Cavalry is superior, is to retreat to the support of your other troops. So immediately I'm going to click an attack order for these Matchlock Ashigaru, and I'm going to run my cavalry back here towards the safety of some of my spear units, and either hope to scare off PointMan or get some kills on his cavalry. Now, I made a couple of mistakes here, and that mistake was I put these guys on fire by rank, and when you put these guys on fire by rank, it takes them forever to line up and take shots. I should not have done that. And he is going to go ahead and charge these guys, but that's okay. I have infantry units nearby to support. So I'll kind of welcome the opportunity so that I can try and kill some of his cavalry. I would like to have the cavalry supremacy. It doesn't guarantee you a win in a battle, but it most certainly helps. But I also know that PointMan knows how to take care of things on multiple fronts. So while I'm focusing over there, he's actually moving up his bow cavalry on this flank, and I have my Great Guard up in the front. And I am totally preoccupied with this battle with his Yari Cavalry. And here he's going to open up on some of my men. Right here on my warrior monks, which is an excellent target to fire at, very vulnerable to missiles. You can see he deals them a lot of damage. My Great Guard get charged on the hoof by his Great Guard. Not what you want. And at this point I started to realize what was going on in this flank, or at least here in just a moment. However, this battle over here, he's continuing to harass me, probably to just help keep my attention focused over here, because I'm sure he's more worried about my Great Guard, which is now chasing his. So both of our units have taken a great deal of damage, but here you can see that I'm activating the remainder of my cavalry as I now know what's going on over here. I shouldn't have gotten distracted like that, but I did. And again, that's one of the things that I think PointMan should pride himself in, is his ability to watch multiple sectors of the battlefield. It's not an ability that I have, so definitely kudos to him on that for getting me distracted and causing a lot of damage to my units. Now, however, his units over here were outnumbered, and I have spear support. And the problem with Bow Cavalry is they are slower than Yari Cavalry, and Yari Cavalry will absolutely destroy Bow Cavalry. And then over here he's losing this cavalry as well. So this battle is turning against him on this side, but the battle's certainly not over for PointMan. He's still got an extremely potent infantry contingent, one that's equally as large and powerful as my own. These 3 Matchlock Samurai can deal a heavy blow to my men. I only have Matchlock Ashigaru, and he's got just as many spears as I do, and he's got almost as many swords as I do. So like I said, even if I take this cavalry battle, which it looks like I will at this point, it's not game over for PointMan by any means. And that's another thing too, is that just because sometimes you might lose an isolated battle, that doesn't necessarily mean the battle's over either. And you can always be rethinking your situation and thinking what your best option is. And what PointMan did was go ahead and back up just a little bit, and he wants to draw me out of the trees. And that's a smart thing. I probably should stay in these trees for maximum protection from his matchlock units, but he's going to want to draw me out of those trees. And he also probably knows that I'm going to be feeling a little more comfortable now since I have his cavalry on the run. He is going to get this bow cavalry away. I'm not going to chase too close to his matchlock units and lose what little cavalry I have left. You can see that I ended up coming out of that battle with, looks like, a depleted Great Guard and 2 Yari cavalry, and then I have a light cavalry over here on this flank that's also very depleted. These units will definitely be handy to me in trying to continue this fight, but all of them are quite depleted, and they don't pack quite the punch that, say, a Katana Cav would in a melee fight, but they're still very useful to give me mobility. But again, PointMan does still have this one bow cavalry unit, so he does still have some mobility on his side. Sorry, the cat's jumping on and off me a lot here. Alright, so I'm going to run my light cav out and around his flanks just to try and have something out there. I don't think it's going to like fool him or anything like that, but like I said, I just want to have something out there to try and hold his attention, and I'm going to start sneaking these cavalry forward through the woods, even though he knows where these guys are at in general, and he'll have this bow cav over here that's pretty good at spotting, so my men aren't going to be like too terribly sneaky over here. And I do believe I moved my troops forward just because I saw this hill here, and I knew they would get some cover from the matchlock units. So I did go ahead and move my men forward, and I'm planning an attack. And what I want to try and do is bog down his matchlock units and get them into a melee, and then try and get into the rear of his army with my horses. But this is a risky option, because all he has to do is pull his matchlock units back, defend with his well-chevron spears, and hold my men off long enough to pour on fire and demoralize my troops. So it's a dangerous situation, definitely. And you can see that he did take the shots, and you can already see that he is falling back with his matchlock. I've taken my cavalry out of hiding to try and busy some of his troops. I definitely want to get at his general, and I definitely want to get at his matchlock troops. So you can see that I'm on a full-on charge now, and when you decide to charge, you need to just go for it. I should have taken the time to outflank, though. I went right up the center. Here I was going to go after his general. He blocks with the sword unit. Good move. That light cavalry won't last long against the sword unit. My other cavalry back here, I'm just kind of biding my time at the moment. My Nodashi Samurai get a great charge on this unit here, but you can see my matchlock are also opening fire. But the unfortunate part of this is that his matchlock are hitting my men, my matchlock are hitting my men, and probably doing more damage to my own men than his own. I should have kept my matchlocks on the flank. In this particular type of battle, unless you have a good setup like right here where PointMan does, you really should keep your matchlocks on the flank. Now I am taking the fight to him and doing quite a bit of damage, but you can see that his spear units have done what they were meant to do, which is demoralize and damage my more potent infantry units. I tried to take out his general with my cavalry, got a little bit hasty though, and his general escapes with 15 men, and the remainder of my cavalry was killed, which is bad because now he has mobility and I do not. But you can see that the infantry fight in the center is very hard fought. I clicked an attack order on his general with my matchlock, and that was another mistake I made, because then my matchlock ended up just running forward and not firing due to the terrain, and I ended up getting my matchlock all beat up when they could have been laying down supporting fire for me this whole time. So his matchlock is laying down supporting fire, mine is not, and that's starting to really damage my infantry. Now I did get a war cry off with my Naginata warrior monk, and that's really badly damaging the morale of some of his men in this area. But you can see that PointMan now outnumbers me, and my melee units are running severely low in number, and he's got cavalry into my matchlock units, and so I'm unable to support with them. My general is in stand and fight, which is definitely motivating my men, but their numbers, like I said, are extremely limited at this point, so it's going to be a close call. You can see he has some men wavering, I have men wavering, my numbers are going down, so I mean this is indeed close, but I think at this point it's pretty clear that PointMan has an edge. But I'm going to do everything I can to try and pull this battle out. You're seeing I'm getting some nice shots here with my matchlock Ashigaru. In fact, I do some severe damage to that spear unit. But now he has just got a lot more men, so I have to take Nobunaga out of stand and fight and charge him into combat. So this is a very desperate attempt on my part at this point. Nobunaga will absolutely eat the spear unit alive, but he's got matchlock support back here, and that's going to really hurt my general. I think one-on-one, my general might have even been able to win that fight, but you know, like I said, it's just not going to work out. And I did have a sword unit come back into the fight, but that matchlock fire is going to do them in. So bringing this matchlock samurai was incredibly intelligent on PointMan's part, and so you can see that it did come down to be a fairly close battle here. I mean, PointMan does have, you know, several units left intact, so it's not like it came down to the last two. But it was a pretty close battle, pretty bloody and well fought. But I think what really helped PointMan get the edge there is he kept his cool there, and he reacted properly to my a little bit rushed cavalry attacks. He kept his matchlock on better positioning than my own, and they were able to lay down consistent fire in his support. And yeah, I think he outplayed me in that respect. And you know, I did well eventually in the cavalry fight, even though I think that he obviously got the early jump on me in the cavalry fight. So I thought that was definitely an interesting match. Hope you enjoyed it, and of course I want to get you the results screen. I have recorded that, and I will splice in that footage. It's been a fun time in the Game Reducer Commentary Tournament. Great game to PointMan. It was a great opportunity to play him. I've never gotten to play him before. And like I said, I've played a couple of Huntsman members before, and I have a lot of respect for him, so I expected this to be a tough and hard-fought match. And in fact, you know, there was points where I thought I might lose really bad, so I was actually pretty happy with my performance there, and I thought that overall in the tournament, you know, I didn't do great, but I put up a decent fight, and I had a good time doing it. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed. I will link to PointMan's video once he gets it up, if you want to watch that, and make sure and check out the results screen. So, Heir of Carthage, signing off for now. And here's the results screen of the match. You can see that PointMan deployed quite a few more men than myself. Our kills were about even, and whenever you have someone that deploys more men than you, if you don't kill more men than they do, then you're definitely going to lose that battle. Plain and simple, like I said, he played well, and I enjoyed the fight. Hope you did as well. Here's the statistics. This unit of Naginata Warrior Monks cleaned house here, and so did this unit of Katana Samurai, and this Nondachi Samurai did well. These Matchlock Ashigaru got a lot of kills here, but again, I misused those guys, I believe. But you never know. Like I said, PointMan is good at reacting to the way that you put pressure on him, and it's hard to say what would have happened, but I believe I should have used those guys out on the flanks and then been a little more patient with my cavalry, and I think that would have put a little more pressure on him. But like I said, great game to PointMan. Hope you enjoyed it. Good luck to him in the tournament. I guess I got two Huntsman friends that are still in this thing to win it, and that would be Tabington, HM Tabington, and then of course, HM PointMan. So good luck to you both. Hope you do well. Got a lot of respect for your clan and the players there, and good luck to everybody else in the tournament as well. So it was fun while it lasted, and I had a good time, and I'll have a good time watching the finals. So hope you enjoyed watching these videos of it.